be a man, baby. All started with a high and a low. All started with a high and a low. Let me be a man, baby. Through all the high and lows. Through all the high and lows. Let me be a man, baby. All started with a high and a low. All started with a high and a low.
Hamzambo family, welcome to the Rhthym Scoop Show right here on the Blackwood Fan Network. My name is Spike and I hope that you're having a wonderful start to your week, being on a Monday the 10th of May the year 2021. This is the Rhthym Scoop Show. We get to talk about entertainment matters from around and across the beautiful African continent. And of course, we hope that you are keeping, just well, and everything is coming up well for you and your family. Like I said, today we are looking forward to having an interesting show, just as always. And of course, the main goal of this particular show is to let you know what's happening entertainment-wise on this beautiful country, and also from around the different corners of our beautiful country, the 254. We also do have my wonderful co-host, Kami and Zobi.
Yeah, welcome to the Rhthym Scoop Show. It's been on a Monday, the second week of May. We hope that you're doing okay, and thank you for tuning into the Blackout Fire Network, media of the 21st century. You heard what we all are. We are all about. We are all about positivity, and of course, we're looking forward to some amazing show, here in the Rhthym Scoop Show.
Kabisa, habari ndio hiyo. Hamjamboni and karibu sana to the Rhthym Scoop Show. Almost say Kali African direction. The Rhthym Scoop Show. Natumai muendelea vizuri, considering that tuko katika wiki ya pili. And of course, this is the Blackwood Fan Network, media for the 21st century. As just said, wiki ya pili, it is the second new week, and we are looking forward to a very, of course, interesting show. So keep it locked up.
And now, of course, talking about Mondays, in Swahili we do call them Jumapili. I would just like to know from either Kami and Zobi.
Jumatatu.
Jumatatu. Yeah, but I would also like to know from Kami and Zobi, what do we call Thursdays in Swahili?
Alhamisi.
Alhamisi. Hey. The wonderful ladies here have their Swahilis on lock. But right now, of course, we have heard about people opening, do not call it opening quote unquote from the Ramadan. It seems like it's now getting to the end of that particular season, and people are pretty much excited. Personally, I have not gotten any invites from the Muslim friends, because I do get to understand that they are enjoying. It's about to go down big time. Cooking all sorts of foods, enjoying all sorts of, they also like to spice up their food, but nonetheless, I don't know what's happening. Maybe I haven't been taking on them for a minute. Maybe
let me tell you one thing in terms of the Swahili dishes. They say that the Swahili restaurant is the only restaurant in Nairobi. I do not know if both of you can get to agree with me on this, that if you get to go to a Swahili restaurant in Nairobi, that is the only restaurant you will feel the value of your money, because of how they get to serve you. Their food is so sweet. I'm not talking about all these fancy places that have been opened by the likes of Jamala, Manini, Swahili wannabes, and then again you get to realize that the food that they're serving you is pathetic. But as for me, I can say that if you have tried some Swahili restaurants, the likes of Beirut, around Jamia Mosque, you get to really feel the value of your money. For as low as 40, is it 40? No, $4. You get to really enjoy some great Swahili cuisine. I don't know. How do you think Does that really make sense? Am
It's
you
true, it's
rather
true.
go to a fast joint?
It is true, because if you compare to the common restaurants in our Kenya, you know, the Kenyan, Kinanjoki, you're gonna find
some tofu there. That's a whole lot of soup.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of soup. That's one. The service is poor. You're gonna find, maybe if it's a lady serving you, attitude. Attitude. I believe Swahilis do know how to serve better, and of course they're the best. Especially Mombasani, Jamani. In Mombasa, they have the best food.
That's really, you're saying that in Mombasa they get to serve the best. But nonetheless, this is a Rhythm Scoop show right here on the Black Hot Fan Network. I understand, you know, there's so many meals that people will be consuming, mostly known as a iftar. I hope I pronounce that particular one correct. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, I do believe, you know, some people are not even about the fasting. Maybe perhaps most of them, some of them did not go fasting, but they want to get to enjoy when it gets to the enjoyment period or the enjoyment part. That is where people have been eagerly waiting for. We want to welcome each and every one of us to the Rhythm Scoop Show on the Black Hot Fan Network. Remember, you can get a hold of us on our different social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Black Hot Fire Network, and also on Twitter, Black Hot Fire. You can also find us on our Facebook, Black Hot Fire Network radio station. If you would like to shoot us an email and let us know how things are going, or maybe ask a question or make some suggestions, make sure you email blackhotfireafrica@gmail.com, and we would be delighted to hear from you regarding how things are going on for you and different, of course, in different parts of the world. And of course, there was some that we had highlighted last week, and this has to do with Rwanda. And we are hoping this particular week to get a guest, one of the guys from Rwanda who has moved from Rwanda and has started a life right here in Nairobi. We shall be talking to him hopefully on Thursday on the Rhythm Scoop show, and getting to understand what's popping. Coming early on a different show, she was talking about the matter of the genocide that did take place 27 years ago. And people are still healing from Rwanda. I do believe that, of course, was a lesson, because at the end of the day, if you have not learned anything from that, then it means you cannot move from that. But they have loved to earn each other even better right there, regardless of whatever kind of a community you're coming from. And that is really, really a wonderful thing. These days, you will not hear anyone talking about I'm from this community and from that. They actually get to embrace one another as Rwandese people, which is really a beautiful thing. And I also know that right now, also in Kenya, we do have many people also coming from Burundi. I have not heard them talking about their tribes. I have interacted with. I did have one of the Babas. Of course, Mr. Kinyozi was from Burundi, and I never heard him talking about tribalism, talking about this and that tribe, this and that tribe. And I was, of course, impressed by their Swahili. I thought it was only Kenya and Tanzania where people get to flaunt their Swahili, but the Burundi people do really get to also, speak in fluent Swahili.
But you can tell this is not a Kenyan. Their Swahili is a little bit...
It's a little bit off, but it's nice. I do believe that Burundi is sort of a part and parcel of Tanzania. If you look at the map, you see just a small dot in there, and that's Burundi, another small dot there, and that's Rwanda. But I am loving the kind of the kind of a thing when we get to interact with the Burundi people. Maybe one time I might also have a guest from Burundi, and we'll ask them, how things have been going on for them. Most of them have come into the country looking for opportunities, and we shall also be getting to discover how that particular one is working out for them. Nonetheless, on today's show, we are looking forward to having an interesting conversation regarding social media and also the internet. There is a very, very popular saying that says, the internet never forgets. You might be thinking, people forgot that. But if you do something and it happens to trend, and people find, for example, some information that is malicious or even maybe incorrect that has been put about you on a blog, maybe especially for men, that you have been sleeping around with someone else's wife, or maybe even for women that you have been sleeping around with someone else's husband, and then there are pictures around. It could be even a Photoshop. There have been photos are posted about you, being involved in this, and maybe you have joined some secret cult, and then there are Photoshops, some images of Photoshop put there, maybe outside a particular church or something else, and then you are there trying to tell people, no, this is malicious, this wasn't me. The internet will never forget. But people have to make sure that they are playing, they have their moves right, because you might get yourself in a particular kind of a thing like that, and you're being bullied by the internet. We shall be discussing or getting into that particular conversation as we go on. But before then, we have also heard about the reopening of the schools. Tami was telling us about it earlier.
And in terms of the reopening of the school, I just thought you were touching on that. But in terms of the reopening of the schools, we have experienced a lot of traffic. I think Job, you have experienced. I think aspects you've also seen that there's a lot of kids going to school, and this is one particular time that the prices of the fare tend to rise. And considering that we are on a rainy season, so you can imagine that as a parent you have maybe to pay double fare. The school fees waiting for you. There's some types of textbooks that are required, pocket money, and also the same time regarding to schools reopening. We also do have results which are being announced today. That is the KCSE, the KCSE exactly results that are being announced. So it's a more of a complicated situation. And I want to ask Spice, what was the moment or rather the feeling in your school whenever you get to when the principal used to read the mean, and maybe let's say this time you have improved at the school, or the other time or you have flopped. What was the experience for you? Like, did you guys get to enjoy? Did you guys get to that's just normal and that is it?
What used to happen, of course, in our school is that every year there used to be like a benchmark. You have the mean of maybe 365 or maybe 380, or there was a given mean that was being given for for different candidates. Or when it comes to high school, there was maybe a B plus or maybe a B minus. They used to gauge it. And every other year you'll be told the last students that were here, of course, did not do so well. So we are looking at you, and we want, we are looking up to you to make it right. We do not want to be embarrassed again, and therefore everyone was even being told to set their own target. What do you want to achieve in this particular? They were setting your own personal target, and then that would of course be used to set the whole school's target. But at the end of the day, I do believe that was exerting a lot of pressure on every other student.
You guys have studied in more disciplined schools than me.
Yeah, but that was not even about discipline. That was the way it was in primary school and also the way it was in high school. So
no,
I don't know.
In our high school, I remember when they could, when they say tomorrow you're gonna announce the results, no one could come to school.
Wow.
Why?
People are not going to come to school.
Wow.
They were scared.
Did you guys even do your pre-mocks? Did you do pre-mocks?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I think that was.
People were scared. Our school. Why? Our high school.
I think they did have Miss Morgan.
I know. Yeah.
They had Miss Morgan as their principal, and that is what was going on. And talking about Miss Morgan, I saw her recently, and she has changed. She had.
Let me tell you, money is everything.
I'm saying about even losing weight and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Money is everything. The fact that she was, I used to, look unto her, that fierce type of personality that she used to portray in Tahiti High. And all of a sudden, after Tahiti High did get to end, because even right now, I'm talking about when you watch Tahiti High, I would not watch that. Because Tahiti was Tahiti back then when you did have the likes of Sarah Hassan, Kina OJ, and things just changed. It's like she was not called for any other role. She really did get to fit this role, and as a result, Tahiti did get to end, and so is it. Come out, who invest your money elsewhere.
Her name was Angela Waringi, if I'm not mistaken, but she did get to lose some weight, and she's normally looking very, very good. Yeah, you can see her from Alisa. I wish I could share my screen, but she looked really, really pretty. And she has it, and of course that is what is going on. If you going on, I do believe it's a specs for me. I do believe is a geek, the geek specs for me. But nonetheless, what has been happening is that I have Jovi say she's looking forward to see how does Tahiti perform. From the KCSE, that is Johnny. That was Tahiti High.
I think ours was Tahiti High because literally, even most of the times you could see, like when it comes to end term, whereby there's the mandatory exam for you to move to the next class. Trust me, that some people are not going to do the exams, and they are going to go to the next class. Trust you me.
You're not asking the name of your school. You don't want to put you on a spotlight, but I can almost try. I can almost try and guess that was Ofunyunyu Eke Community School.
I'm still shocked. Like a job you got to really ride.
Ofunyunyu Eke Community School.
My high school was
where Joby got to of course
it was like a college
education. But nonetheless. Family, we are going back to a little bit of the music. When we get back, we shall be telling you about some of the things maybe perhaps you have heard about Kenyan schools. Some of them which are true, others which are really not correct. but that is right after
Correct.
this particular song, which is called Kunini Kipanda. And Kunini Kipanda, of course, is all the way from Zimbabwe. There is a wonderful brother. We tried to get him on the show sometime. We will listen to get to understand what does he mean when you talk about Kunini Kipanda right here on the Rhythm Scoop. All the way from Zimbabwe.
You know, he sounded a little bit of this guy, dark Shebeleza. What's the name of this guy?
That's South African.
South African. It sounded more like South African.
Yeah,
That's some dope jam actually.
Yeah, and South Africa and Zimbabwe are almost the same. They do share a lot in terms of culture and in terms of even the language. You do have the Dembele people, the Shona people. When we get BMD on the show, we shall be asking him whether that was Shona or that was Dembele. I could not tell apart the two. I could not tell apart between the two, the Shona and the Dembele. But it's really jamming. He is the producer of that particular song, and he's known as BMD. Brian. The other names I don't know what M and D means. That is Brian right there. On the Rhythm Scoop with the song Kunini Ipanda. I hope it's a good thing. I don't want just to pronounce it. What happened to me and it's just
I know.
It might just be middle finger.
Don't think of the slang one because that's where you're handling it.
Yeah, it might be middle finger up in the air and you're saying Kunini Ipanda.
I know, you're
Yeah, you're praising it, and
it's
people,
more like a packaging.
Yeah, you don't know what's happening with that one.
Chanting.
You don't know what's happening
Hidden
with the song.
meaning. It's a shock.
But then again, at the end of the day, you get to ask them, hey, what does this mean? They're like, I don't even want to tell you what that means. But nonetheless, we do get to appreciate everyone that is tuning in to the Rhythm Scoop show right here on the Black Road Funny Talk. We truly value and appreciate your feedback. If you'd like to get a hold of us on our social media platforms, we are right there on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as on Twitter. You can also find us on our Patreon. If you look for our Black Road Funny Talk, you will find us right there. Recently, we also created our WhatsApp group. If you would like to join the WhatsApp group, kindly send us a WhatsApp message to 254-754-402-730, and I just say add, and we shall be adding you onto the WhatsApp group real fast. We were talking about matters education and matters the exam results are really coming out, and we were talking about some of the pressures that people have. I have heard about people hanging themselves. I believe that was last year but one. There was a young man who did hang themselves because they did believe about the results were not going to come out any good. And therefore, what did happen eventually is that they did get to hang themselves. Whoa. And that was a bad thing. Yeah, they did hang themselves.
I don't think it's really necessary for you to hang yourself, because I remember I was even telling Kalmi, when we were discussing here about the results, and I was like, when my exams results were coming out, I was not even 10th, and I remember my dad was the one who even checked the results. Then he was like, "Can you repeat?" They were like, "Nah, I'm not doing it." So why should you just hang yourself? There are people
who decide they will not be eager for the exam results. Some people do succumb to the pressure of waiting for the results.
Exactly. We even do have parents right now going to kill their children because they did not attain the required target. So for some people, it's actually
chaos. That's a lot of pressure. How about maybe they themselves did not score the marks, but they want their children to score those.
You can never force or instill, especially forcing. It's like you're trying to force a nerd to get to learn something.
Someone is coming. You raise. Yeah, I can hear you, kid. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Most of it better. Getting a little bit better anyway.
Your voice is still like in the mood. Your voice.
Well, it's still bad, but it's getting a little bit better. Like, what did you do to Serena Williams? Like,
I told her I couldn't have her. I told her I couldn't have her. We couldn't relate so long as she is dark skinned. I just want myself some brown looking woman, and there is no way we are going to be talking anymore. So I blocked her, and she couldn't take it. I blocked her number on WhatsApp, and she couldn't take it anymore. She couldn't take it anymore.
I'm looking like a damn, I'm looking like Simba of a Lion King.
I just told her fair skin only. We can only deal with the fair skin. No more of these dark chocolate looking.
We know you want
fair skin.
Spikes,
don't tell me white supremacy ain't real and the African woman's mind is not messed up. It wasn't black men throwing bananas down on the court at her ass and called her a monkey, called her a man because of her African features.
The problem is she
was a white man.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I'm just saying she couldn't even have black kids. She couldn't imagine having black kids without curly hair. Then she had to have mulatto kids who have the curly hair.
I'm glad they be going up on this no good broad on the internet.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it's just about Nigerians or Caribbean coons sitting in bleach. You got this American coon sitting in 5 pairs of bleach and skin bleaching. And she's a multi-millionaire. So if the money doesn't stop your mind.
Yeah, so it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I think it's about acceptance and self-hate.
Yeah,
for her, she wasn't getting accepted by the family of the husband, or by the family of the other friends that they were hanging out to. They had to tell her, please. And I hear she deleted the photos. She deleted them once she posted them, and then she got the backlash. She deleted
it, but everybody already copied it. That's all the internet never forgets.
It doesn't forget.
They copied it like no good ass.
Maybe she thought that after posting her bleach photo that people will be all over her, praising her and so on, but no one is happy.
That's why she did it, Cameron.
She thought she was good. Okay, yes, she has trended. If she wanted to trend, she has trended. But then again,
look at me looking like the Joker from Batman.
And even to add salt to the injury, her makeup is even now worsening everything.
Yeah, look at her. She's done. Her commercials are done. They will not touch her for no advertising. She done fucked up her career with a dumbass. And you disrespect the black people globally, especially here in America. It's done with you, bitch. You already done with you, marrying that cracker.
I don't know what
You done, bitch. You done.
I don't know what her sister Vina has have to say about the situation, or whether she's also
She's
followed.
She's dead witching down here. That was a friend of mine asked me earlier. Where's Venus at? I said, well, Venus done washed up a year. Oh, chilling. But she's down here in Palm Springs. Palm Beach, Florida. Dead witches. She was some white dude, some ugly cracker. But she at least keeping it quiet. That's why you see it in no commercial, because black people turning back on her ass too.
But the thing is beyond money.
Of course, your mother's messed up. What's beyond money? They got money. But I love it, because when you divorce her ass in America, that white man gonna get half her fucking fortune. You dumb bitch. And look, just like that dumbass Holly Berry, right?
Yeah.
I was a black man. I see with David Justice, a multi-millionaire, right?
Yeah.
He was taking care of her back in the 90s. But she was crazy, so he divorced her.